which I have briefed you about this morning.
From where?
From your office.
At least I didn't see you today.
Madam
Yes,
Speaker, I was in your office this morning.
What is the matter?
This matter, Madam Speaker, relates to an issue I raised here regarding human rights. 3 of us, members of Parliament, from a party under construction, PFF, the Honorable Francis Muhoozi, the Honorable Kamara, and myself, were arrested taking a protest note to the Kenyan embassy. We are actually now reporting to court almost twice a month. When I raised this matter, the Attorney General made an undertaking to come here and brief Parliament why 3 MPs were roughed up like chicken thieves, but also to brief Parliament as to why 36 members of PFF were kidnapped from Kisumu and charged.
It is called what?
PFF.
PFF.
Yes. Madam Speaker, you know these things because you are in FDC. Madam Speaker, the 36. The 36.
Honorable Ssemuju, I am, at least you're reliably informed that I am not in FDC.
Madam Speaker, that's why I said you are in FDC. I'm not saying you are still there.
Okay.
But
what is the issue?
So the 36, the response that government promised relates to our arrest and then the kidnapping of the 36. Madam Speaker, why this matter becomes very important to receive an answer is that this government is squeezing people. You have just had 16 members of National Unity Platform being coerced by the army to plead guilty for offenses they did not commit. We have 36 who are there on terrorism. Our slaves are in court. So the reason and you are saying order. The other day, nearly the Fort Portal mayor was killed by NRM and his NRM. So those of you are just order. Wait for your day tomorrow. So the issue I am raising, Madam Speaker, is an issue of human rights, deteriorating human rights. These military people who sit here every day are squeezing our people. That's why when they are here, they are just quiet. They are squeezing our people in courts of law. Instead of taking people in courts of law, they are squeezing them in their tribunals. So can we get that response, Madam Speaker, on those 3 issues? Those who are kidnapped, our arrest, the 16 members who have been squeezed by the military to plead guilty for offenses they have not committed.
Order.
But order from our side. Why don't you sit their side?
Yes, there's an order.
Thank you very much.
Just before you come with the order, did you say that the matter is in court?
Madam Speaker, I said this matter was raised here and government made an undertaking. I was actually given a copy by the clerk of Parliament of the matters that government was going to answer. So I have that copy. That's why I am only demanding that government fulfills its bargain. They said they will come here and explain the arrest of members of Parliament and then the kidnapping, because the kidnapping is not in court, it is a suspect.
Honorable Minister. No, let's get the answer.
Right, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, I'm struggling to understand what the prayer of the Honorable Ssemuju is about, because all these matters are in court. Maybe what I can do is to find out how far the matter is in court and then come back and give a response.
He can clarify the prayer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Under Article 28 of our Constitution, and I would like to read.
The presumption of innocence.
No, 28:1 says, in determination of civil rights and obligations or any criminal charge, a person shall be entitled to fair, speedy, and public hearing before an independent and impartial court or tribunal. What the Honorable Ssemuju is raising is that the government is in the habit of hurrying to arrest persons they suspect of committing a crime, produce them in court, and thereafter relax. Producing a suspect in court to take plea and then keeping quiet for 4 years without any trial. What the Constitution had envisaged is that the trial is actually the prosecution adduce evidence and there is a hearing, not just a matter of bringing them to court and it's mentioned like it's happening in the General Court Martial and several other courts around the country. So the matter that Honorable Ssemuju is saying relates to the speedy and fair trial. How do you arrest me and put me 5 years? And yet even in the end, even if I'm found guilty, some of the sentences would actually be less than 3 years. So how do I serve 5 years in a trial and yet the punishment may actually be less than the 5 years? That is what we should clarify about. And there are so many examples that we can give right from the court martial and also with the other courts of law.
Another clarification?
Right, Honorable Speaker, we were in this house when a colleague joined us. I don't see him here today, the Honorable Balaam Barugahara Atenyi. Shortly after he was sworn in, after becoming a Minister of State for Children and Youth.
Where is Balaam?
He did say...
No, Balaam is coming. You will raise that issue.
The government chief whip, because he raised it through the lead of government business. That's why I'm reminding us here. He did commit and he asked that I retable the names of missing persons, those incarcerated, political prisoners, and so on. And I said, but those lists we had tabled severally. They're even in the library. But I said, for the avoidance of doubt, I retabled a list here. I said, anyone who would like to access it should access it. He committed to giving us an update because he said now he will take the law into his own hands, circumvent the legal processes and so on to ensure that people are freed. I think it would be prudent that the Honorable Balaam comes and gives this House an update on what he has been up to, the machinations he has been up to, and how he has gone about this whole process that was in court and were making complaints, as colleagues have mentioned. People are held for 4 years, no trial, no evidence. He said he would handle the matter. Let him come and give us an update, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable, let's not sweep down what Honorable is saying. Honorable Ssemuju has an issue. People were arrested, they were taken to court, and he wants to know the position.
Madam Speaker, if you allow me to complete, because I was stopped by point of order. And each one of you here, potentially, you might be in prison tomorrow. We have had MPs who have just returned. So when you are speaking about matters of prison, please, the former LODU, allow us to raise these matters. Madam Speaker, the issue of abusing prisoners' rights.
There is a process.
I went to Chitalia.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Rule 73(1) is very clear. Subject sub Rule 5 of this rule, a member shall not refer to any particular matter which is sub judice, any matter that is under the courts of law or being handled by the courts. So, is the honorable member in order of procedure, are we proceeding right to listen to his arguments, well knowing that all the matters he's raising are subject to court decisions? Number two, Madam Speaker, I don't know whether we are proceeding right to listen to Honorable Ssemuju when he's making allegations that are not, that have no evidence. He mentioned that members of NOP were coerced into accepting certain charges, and there is no evidence to that. Madam Speaker, are we proceeding right?
Honorable members, there is only one person who can determine whether the matter is sub judice or not, and it is only the Speaker. So I have not yet ruled that.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, the member is just asking something simple to understand where these people are and how these people are being treated and how, basically that.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for your wise ruling. You see, when these prisoners, one of them, the ones who are alleged to have confessed their crimes, now from prison's uniform, he appeared in an NRM t-shirt bearing President Museveni's poster. I was in Chitalia. I took t-shirts to PFF members, the 36 who are there. And the prisoners told me you cannot bring political t-shirts in the prison. How did government access prison to take their Museveni's t-shirt? You simply cannot abuse rights of prisoners, even when they are subdued. Madam Speaker, these matters are very serious matters. I see...
no, for me, all I want is an update. Let the minister give us an update, how far the government has gone. On the issue of the t-shirts, that's simple. Yes, Honorable Minister.
I just want to thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. You know, the biggest challenge, Madam Speaker, we have is the interpretation of Article 23, Sub-Article 6 of our Constitution. If the Minister can bring to us a list of people on remand and who have been on remand for more than 180 days before their cases have been committed to the High Court, regardless of the crimes they are alleged to have been committed, and what action is being taken by the Director of Public Prosecutions to either discontinue or have these people temporarily released. Because we have very many people recently, I'm told of a person who has been on remand for 13 years without even committal. So let the minister, since he's in charge of the prisons, give us a list of the people on remand for more than 180 days and who have not been.
So we'll give the minister time to bring that report. We'll need to have time to get the report and bring the report. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, giving the minister time is okay, but we continue listening and hearing the outcry of people saying they don't know where their people are. Possibly, maybe as the minister brings the report, given the time you have given him, could he help the Ugandans to identify and locate these people so that when he's reading a report...
Which people? You mentioned the people.
Right,
that's a sweeping statement.
Right, Honourable Speaker, whenever we hear missing people, missing persons...
Which missing persons? You mentioned the name. Mention the name so that the minister comes with the names.
Right, Honourable Speaker, I take it.
Madam Speaker, I have Chibalama of Namayumba, a resident from Mwakiso, is one of those people who is missing and not yet known anywhere.
You know, as a legislator, you must be complete when you're speaking. You've said the right person, Chibalama of so and such, or of such and such a place. You get it, eh? Not just saying a sweeping statement that we have missing people. Next item. Minister, will you give us that information in 2 weeks' time?
Item 3 on the order paper.
Before we conclude this, Right Honourable Speaker, I would like to know which information, because there is a... I'm confused.
The one that was raised by Honourable Winfred.
Honourable Minister, let me assist you. It's possible you have missed some sessions. On a couple of occasions, I have tabled those lists, and they are in the library with Parliament.
No.
Of people that have been incarcerated, of missing persons, including a one John Bosco Chibalama, whom the Prime Minister told us was arrested. So she knows where he is. So, Honourable Minister, please don't feign ignorance of these lists. Kindly go to the library and ask for those lists, because we have tabled them severally. But
No,
if you want, we can retable them for the umpteenth time, so that there is no excuse. Let's not feign ignorance, really, on these issues.
Now, honourable members, Honourable Ssemuju raised this issue, and now you're mixing the two issues. And then the one is talking about the one over 180 days. Over 180 days. Okay? Over 180 days. Is that understood, Honourable Minister?
Now it's understood, Right Honourable Speaker. Otherwise, it was becoming omnibus. Everybody was adding lists.
Okay. And Honourable Ibrahim, feel free to interact with the Minister and give him information. Please, feel free.
Much obliged, Madam Speaker. But the reason I was raising this matter was because it was raised here, and they made a commitment to come and brief Parliament on our own arrest.
That was
MPs taking a petition to the Kenyan embassy, myself, the Honorable Muhoozi, the Honorable Kamara, on the kidnapping of the 36 attending a seminar in Kisumu, and on the deteriorating human rights record in Uganda, including the military torturing people and getting them to confess to crimes they have not committed. And
so
the government minister
we'll give that report in 2 weeks. Honourable members, in the public gallery this morning we have students and teachers from St. Andrew, Kagwa, Gombe High School, Kawala represented by Kawalia Beka, Abu Beka. Where are the students?